Hello, this is the presentation for the new EGLA VSME report manager. This is the dashboard view, and as you can see, the headings are now in Finnish. So it's easy to change them by the language selection. At present, there's Finnish and English, but other languages will come later. So we changed the language to be English, and you see that there are some features like the completion dashboard, shareholder management, report branding. So let's look at the report branding first. In here, you can select the colors, set your company logo. In this sample case, we have used EGLA's own logo and EGLA's own materials. And you can change everything here. You can also put the report options, preview options, and so on. And after saving, everything is saved. Then we can go to dashboard, back and see what else is there. You see that there is manual data entry, but you can change it if you already have ready systems in place that can be integrated. You can change it from here to become automatic. And then you can see you can add CRM, ERP, HR, and accounting systems. But you do require some person who knows about IT to do it. But let's change back to manual. So here we start from the organization data. As you can see, it goes with B1 to B11 and C1 to C9, which are required in the VSME reporting by EU and EFRAG. And here you can start by selecting if it's basic or basic and comprehensive, like you have selected here. Then you'd select the EGLA Consulting Oy, as in this case, as a company name, the EU NACE code that you can find from EU pages or in our training materials where to find them, number of employees, balance sheet, turnover, contact person, contact email, reporting period, start date, and end date. In this case, we have selected 2024. And then this is in Finnish, but business description, if we have any sustainability practices and how they are policies available, if we have sustainability targets, and then we can check that everything is covered. And then what have to be there, we can check also from here what we need to add to cover the whole comprehensive. So key markets, key business relationships, strategy, sustainability elements, accountable person, and also regarding sustainability policy. And then you just save the data and everything is saved on the first basic information. From there, we move to environmental information, which is here. So, okay, this is still needs to be corrected. It says reporting period. So reporting month, January 2024, which is as suggested, but you can change it from here to be different. Okay, these calendars needs to be changed to English language and the year. Then the total energy consumption that you can check from your invoices, hopefully, or find out other ways how much is renewable. In our case, it was 100%. How much are the scope 1 emissions, scope 2 emissions, and scope 3 emissions? In the training of EGLA VSME specialist, you will find out exactly how to do the calculations, or you can use some of the EGLA partners to do it for you. Then if you report any pollutants to authorities, in this case no, how much water resources are used, how much waste is generated. As you can see, EGLA is generating quite small amount of waste because we are in the office. What are the circular economy principles applied, what is the relationship with biodiversity issues, so number of biodiversity sensitive areas, total area in hectares, total land use, total sealed area, which means that is covered. All these will be explained in the training. Nature-oriented area on site, nature-oriented area off-site, and then for comprehensive module, key products and services, key markets, key business relationships, sustainability related strategy elements, GHG reduction targets, and if you have, it will change that you will report them here. But in our case, we don't have those separately. And then have you identified climate related hazards? When you click this, it will open you possibility to explain or write more. Then you save the data and you go forward to the social data. And you see form completing process here. So social data, permanent employees, temporary employees, male employees, female employees, if you have other gender registered employees or persons. And then there's automatic calculation that your report numbers match. Employee turnover rate. Then you move to B9. So this was B8. And you have workforce health and safety issues, number of work-related incidents or accidents, work-related actions reason. In here, it's not taking care of the things in the right manner. Fatalities, if there is any, and you save again. Then you move to B10, remuneration, collective bargaining, and training. So employees receive pay equal to or above minimum wage. You answer here, yes or no. Gender pay gap, if there is any. Employees covered by collective bargaining. Average training hours, male and female, and again save. And then you move forward to B11, where it's convictions and fines for corruption and bribery. Typically, it's 0 for both. And then we go to comprehensive part, which is here, female to male ratio at management level, self-employed workers, temporary agency workers, C6 to C7. Do we have a code of conduct? Does it cover all these issues? It's just simply click and it comes here. If there's any other coverage, explanation of that. Then if you have complaints handling mechanism in place, if you have had any incidents, then you tick it here. In our case, there is none. And actions being taken, no need is written there. Incidents involving value chain workers, again, no confirmed. Incidents involving affected communities, none. Incidents involving customers or consumers or end users, again the same. And then you just save it and you have it. Then you go to C8, social data, revenues from certain sectors. Again, a point that doesn't affect to most of the companies. So if you have revenue of controversial weapons, tobacco products, fossil fuel, chemicals production, or if you are excluded from EU reference benchmarks, you mark it here. And then on C9, gender diversity, again, one point that is not for most companies, this is only for companies that employ more than 150 people. And then when you have saved all of these, you move again to the governance responsibility. And you get anti-corruption and bribery points, ethics and compliance, whistleblower reporting system in place or not, board composition, again, if you have more people in your payroll. Then for comprehensive, revenues for certain sectors. So if you have revenues, again, not valid for most companies, and the same gender diversity. And then you save again. And when you have done all these, you move to reports. Sorry, it's here. And you can select either basic or comprehensive. And if you start using it for development, there is possibility to also have more customized reports. So here you can see that you can select. You see overall progress. It's covered quite well in our case. And then you can just select which data is available if you want that in your reporting. In this sample case, we select all. But if you know already that sum is not valid, you don't need to report at that point, so you can leave it out, even you have put in some data. But I suggest to always use all available data. And remember, we didn't have any emission targets or place, so it shows no data. And now I have selected all the points. And when I go back up, it shows 24 selected. And then I just go and generate report or export report. And in here you can select PDF, Excel, or CSV report. So if you want to already put it in some computerized system, you can export the CSV. But let's export now the PDF. You see here the information. You see the data distribution, completion statistics, and then you just generate and download PDF. And you can open the PDF report and see how it looks like. It takes a little time to open, but this is not because of the system, but because of the PDF. And when you have done this, you're actually ready for VSME reporting. So this is how it works. Well, the Chrome extension doesn't seem to work, but it's here now. You see the heading is coming out, VSME comprehensive, and the date, and then you see the actual report. And you see the indicators, the main information. You see that this is example report. This is the fast screen for statistics, and you see all the points of reporting written in the actual report. So if you are interested to know more, contact EGLA at eglaglobal.net or some of our representatives in the country. So thank you for listening and watching,